Hello friends. So today we would be looking into what is Azure Data Sync, right? So as usual the agenda would be understanding Azure Data Sync and then a practical demo. So first of all let us understand what is Azure Data Sync. So Azure Data Sync is a service built on Azure Database to synchronize data bidirectionally across multiple databases both on premises and in the cloud. Okay, now this is not really like a replication. Okay, this actually uses the sync framework. Okay, this feature is currently not supported on Azure MI. Okay, data sync uses hub and spoke technology to synchronize the data, right? So one machine, one database would be acting as a hub, and rest of the databases, member databases can be a spoke. Okay, Hub database must be an Azure database. So this is the very minimum requirement that Hub database should be an Azure database, and member database can be on cloud or on the premises. Okay. On-premises database, if you are synchronizing the data between on-premises database and Azure database, then you need to install and configure the local sync agent, right? This is mandatory. Without that, it would not, actually synchronize the data. And the another requirement is each table must have the primary keys. If your table doesn't have the primary keys, right, then it will not allow you to be a part of that synchronizing group. Okay, so this is very nice feature, or we can say nice technology to actually synchronize the data between multiple databases, and that too it allows to allows us to synchronize the data between the cloud and on-premises database. So let us see, the diagram, like how does this looks. So this is, I have taken this from official Microsoft site, right? And you can see in the first picture, there is an hub database, a sync DB, and then a member DB, which is, syncing between hub and member DB. And in second diagram, you can see a hub DB, sync DB again the same, and one synchronization is done on the member database on Azure, and one is on premises with the sync agent configured. Right, so this is actually very simple to understand, right? And even simple to uh, configure also. So let us see how to configure this, both the databases like hub database, member database, and on-premises, and I know how to download the SQL Server agent and all such stuff, right? So as usual, let us see something in action. I have already two databases. If you can see here, the Hub database and the Azure member database, and also I have the local database ready with me called as an on-prem DB. Okay, so let us start with first the configuration. So I would go to the Hub database, and on the blade you can see here on the data under data management, you can see sync to another other database. Okay, click on that other database, and initially you will need to create a sync group. Okay, so let me create a sync group and give any name you want. So I'm saying JIT sync. Okay, and then either you can on the fly create a new database, or you can use an existing database. I have already created all the databases, right? So I'm using the existing one, and I'm selecting hub database as my sync metadata database. Okay, automatic sync, yes. And you can set a frequency here. Currently I'm just setting 5 seconds here, so the frequency can be seconds, minutes, hours, and days. Okay, and you need to specify the conflict resolution. See, conflict would occur if you are having setting up the bi-directional, right? You need to specify what conflict resolution, whether hub wins or member wins, who's in case of conflict, who will win. So here I am going with hub, hub to we win. Okay, once this is done, so this you can see a simple configuration is there: sync group name, the database name, automatic sync, and the sync frequency, and the conflict resolution. Once this is done, you can press OK. This is going to take some time. I will pause this video here and would come back once this is done. Right, so this is completed. You can see here the sync created, right? So let us refresh this, and you can see here. The sync group has been created. Now click on that sync group. So you can see already one database has been edited and this is an hub database. Okay. So now let us try to, add the Azure member. So you can see here one is hub database and already member databases. Now you can keep, adding the member databases. So this is a placeholder for Azure and this is for on-premises. So initially let us add an Azure database, which is going to be very simple. So we can say sync member name. So I can say Azure sync. You can provide any name here. I am specifying Azure sync, so sync, right? My subscription, and you need to select a server. So I have already created a server and then Azure database, and you can see here I am now selecting the second one, that is an Azure member. Okay, and the sync direction. This is very important. Whether you want to keep bi-directional, so which means the DML operations on both the databases would be synced, or you can select to the hub, right? That is, syncing from member database to the hub, or you want a syncing from the hub to the member database, right? We would go with a bi-directional sync here, and username and password. Now this username and password is basically the username and SQL authentication username password for this database, that is Azure member, right? Mind well, because you will have to specify a lot of username and password. So for each database which you are specifying, you will have to use that username and password. Okay, so I have created this username for me and I am providing the password. Okay. Once this is done, press OK. And it is also, going to take some time. Let me pause this video until it comes back. Okay. So this has been now completed, within few seconds. And now you can see Azure Sync added, and you can also see here the database has been added, right? And here earlier the count was 2 and now it is a count as 3. Okay. S- So now let me close this blade here first of all, and let us see refresh logs. Currently there are no logs. Okay. Now let us add Azure, sorry, on-premises database, right? So click on add on premises databases. Now here automatic it says that the value must not be empty. Choose the sync agent gateway. Okay, if you have already installed, then it will allows you to sync the it will allow you to choose the sync agent. Okay, but we don't have, so we would actually create a new agent. Okay, and then we would download it. Okay, so automatically it will take us through the download site, and let us click on download, and let us select this sync agent and download it. Okay, this would take some time, so let me pause this video here. Okay, so the file has been now downloaded. Let us install this. So right click and say install. Okay, run this, click on next. Of course we need to agree this, click on next. And now this is basically, you will have to provide username and password. Okay, and you can see here it says that enter the account you want to run Windows service under, for example, domain.username. Okay, so this is very, very important. If you would, simply use a username, then it will not, sync it. So, for example, my machine name is local machine. So, obviously, the work group or domain would be local machine. Okay, I can show you here. Let me show you system information. Sorry, not configuration, system information. Okay. So you can see here my machine name is system name is local machine. So I would be using that, and I have the same username password, right? I have created. So what I'm specifying here, local machine, and then Jiten 1973. Now this username, see, this is the username of your whatever Windows server you are using for on premises, right? This is very crucial, guys. Okay, so otherwise you would have some difficulty in setting up this sync agent. So this is very crucial, you need to specify work group or domain name and the username which has an administrative rights here. Okay, press next, press next after that, and then next it will get actually installed. And once that is installed, I think it has, it has completed. So once this is installed, let us open that. See, Microsoft. Okay, so already, sorry. Okay, so this has been, you can see here the window, Microsoft Sync Data Sync Agent. Now the first thing is we need to submit agent key. Where we will find this submit key? Okay, so go back to the portal again, right? And here you need to specify a agent name. So I am saying on-prem agent. You can give any name here. And once you specify the name, it will, it will create and generate a key. Okay. So create a key. It will take, few seconds here to generate a key. Let us wait for that. Once this key is generated, we need to copy that and we will have to submit that onto that agent. Okay. See, it has created on-prem agent created. You can see here this key has been generated. Now copy this key. Okay, and go to the agent on-premises Windows Server. Click on submit key and then click on right? Now this here again, this login would be for your, you know, database on premises. So if you have the separate login, credentials there, then you can specify, right? For this demo purpose, I have kept this login same everywhere. So earlier, before downloading and during downloading of agent, we actually used the login name for the Windows user, right? Now this is the login name for the on-premises database, right? To have a proper connection with on-premises database. So once you enter this, press test connection, and you can see connection has been succeeded. So when this is done, that's it. We are done now. Now, after you actually register your database, you will have to register your table also, right? So before that, let us go back to now our portal or maybe management studio. Now let us see what has happened on a portal initially. Okay, so this has been done. Okay, we need to press OK here to complete this and select the database. Okay, so you will have to select the database here and sync member we can say on-prem sync agent. Okay, and on-premises database. See, we have not yet created the database. Okay, and that's where now we need to create a database and sync that. Okay. I think we have created a database, so we will have to register that on-prem database first here. Okay. So let us register here and I'm saying SQL. So my machine is local machine again. Database is on-prem DB. Username password again same. And then I think once you register, let us test connection. Connection has been succeeded and save. So once you actually register this database here, then only it will allow you to select the uh, database here. So let me go back and say select database and hopefully now you can see here local machine on-prem DB which we have registered, right? So we can say on-prem sync agent. And here again, if you remember, when we actually, you know, use the Azure database, we had selected this sync direction. So here also we are again doing the same thing. So we will be using bi-directional sync here. And once this is done, you can press OK. and then again a OK, right? And it should take some time. Let me pause this video here. Okay, so we are back, and now you can see here. uh, On-prem sync agent is added, and now you can see all the three database has been added: our hub database, a member database, and an on-prem sync agent, right? Now the next step would be to select the tables which we want to synchronize between all these three databases. Okay, we already have three databases. So before syncing the table, let us create two tables here on each and every environment. So now see, you know that this is not a schema synchronization, this is only a data synchronization. So we need to create a same table with the same schema structure on all the three databases, right? So let me copy this and let me show you. So here I'm creating two tables: create table employee, employee ID and employee name, and sales order with order ID and order date, right? So if you can see here, this is my hub window. You can see here hub. I have selected hub. So let me create this. Okay, on hub, I think already it is there. Let me delete first. Okay, so table I have deleted. So let me create the table first here. Execute. So tables are created on hub database. This is my Azure database. Okay, I am creating the same table on my Azure databases and on my on-prem Windows databases. Okay, so let me create this. Okay, so now tables on all the three databases has been created. Let me remove, and then we would have a select statement, you know, written over there. Okay, right. Now the next step is, as we have created the tables, next step is to go back to the portal, and we will have to actually select the tables. Okay, so now click on the tables, and you can select this from any of these. Okay, so let me sync this from my Azure databases, right? And you can say refresh schema here. This is also going to take some time, as my internet connectivity is slightly slow. So let me pause this video here. Okay, so finally we have got these two tables, right? It sometimes it takes a longer time, depending upon your internet bandwidth. So now you can see here, we have created, we created two tables, the employee table and sales order table. But you can see here only I would be able to select only employee table and not a sales order table, right? Why? Because if you remember in the starting, I had told you that it will allow only those tables to be synchronized where you have a primary key. Okay, and you can see here for sales order table, we didn't specify the order ID as a primary key, and in fact we didn't had a primary key on any of the column, right? And that's the reason basically it will not allow you to select the sales order table, because it doesn't contain the primary key. Okay, so let us select this, and now you can see employee ID and employee name had been selected. Okay, and then save it. And again, it would take some time. So let me pause this video here. Okay, so now the table has been added, right? And of course, our synchronization should start. So let me refresh the log. But what is this? See, can you see here for the hub database, when you refresh the log, it will actually, provide you the logs of the synchronization. So here you can see for Azure members, schema information obtained successfully, for on-premises or local also database provision successfully. And then again, Azure member, it was, data provision successfully. So everything is okay. But for hub, we are getting an error. Okay, so what is this error? Let me copy this error. This is the specifically I want to show you, so that when you do a syncing, you don't come across this issue. Okay, so let me bring this down. Give me a second. Okay, Okay, so the actually the errors tells us that login failed, right? So for the hub database, something is wrong and login is not happening. Okay, so let us go back to the portal. Let us go to the databases and on hub, click on the hub. See, while creating a hub database, right, we never specified the username and password, and that's why you can see as soon as you click on the hub database, you will see that username and password are missing. Okay, so let us give the username and password here. Now this username and password would be for connecting to your hub database, right? You can see here that everywhere I have used Jiten1973 because specifically I have kept this same user at all the databases and all the servers, right? And hence I am using the same. But in your case it might be different. So actually you will have to use that username and password. Okay, so press OK and it is going to take some time for updating. Let us wait here, and once this is done, we would again, check that what are the logs it is showing whether we have resolved an issue or not. Okay, so zip sync has been updated, right? Press OK, and the last log was at 6:26. So refresh the logs and now you can see here still hub has an error, right? It is actually getting what you can say refreshed every 5 seconds syncing. So let us refresh log here 6:28 and on 6:29 still we are having an error for on at 6:29. Let us refresh a log again. Looks like the password is wrong. I have, you know, not typed the password correctly. Let us go back. Okay, let us go back and provide it again. Jiten1973. Okay, press OK. It will take some time. Let me get back, once this is done. Okay, so we are back. Now you can see here the hub also now have a success. Actually, there was some issue related to the password which I have resolved. So now you can see the hub has been also been a success. So now all the three databases are synchronizing with one another. Let us see in action, how does this work? So for example, if I execute this query on hub, currently there is no data in Hub database. There is no database on my Azure database also, and there is no, sorry, records in my on-prem database also, right? So let us add one value in each of the database because we had a bi-directional, so actually it would get synced, to all the databases. So currently I'm on Hub and I'm actually inserting one value called as an Hub. Execute this. So you can see this has been added to my Hub. Now, if you see here on my Azure, see it has been added. Okay. And if I go to my on-prem, this is my on-prem window. So if you can see here, even on-prem window also, it gets updated, right? Now let us execute the value on this Azure member. So this is my, database on cloud. So I'm inserting one value in Azure member. So now you can see here two values. Okay, let us go and check on hub what is the result. Yes, this has been actually synchronized, and you can see here this has also been synchronized. And let us add one value on-prem here. Execute and let us see. Yes, the fourth value on-prem has been added, and on on Azure member still it has not came. Yes, because we have actually specified 5 seconds. Okay, so now it is here and on my hub also. Right, guys. So this was, a very beautiful, what you can say, technology feature or service, right, related to Azure Data Sync. And this, in some cases, this becomes very useful, particularly if you had a very, a reporting database, and if you just want to synchronize certain tables between your, main application database and reporting database, then I think this is very good because depending on the primary key, right? it syncs the data and we don't have to do anything. So hope you have what you have enjoyed this video. Okay, now the one problem here is that what if I change the schema of an employee table, right? So currently there are only two columns, but at a point if I want to add some more columns, right, then how to do that, right? So in my next video I'm going to show you how to automatically sync, the schema as well between these three databases, right? So hope hope you have enjoyed these videos, video related to Azure Data Sync. If you then please press the like button, bell button, and please subscribe to my channel so that would get a notification whenever I upload such good videos. Right, guys, and don't forget to share these videos with your friends and colleagues so they can also benefit from this. All right. Meet you with next good topic next time. Till then, bye. Take care.